Is this thing on? Hold on, you can test the babink in a second. Babink should be live. I'm gonna test this other mic. It was a little low on my playback, so I'm gonna try to modulate my voice here, but bring it up in general. Headset battery is saying no. No. Switch this over. Switch this over. Woo! Okay. I'm just about there. I'm putting the mount onto my tripod, and I'll be right there. Better at it. Better at it. All right, I hear music, I hear voice. I'm ready to roll. Riding that fucking crash. It's this button, I think. Well, howdy and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Hobby Hangout Painting here on Country Fridays. I'm your host, Cameron, the country boy in the big city, presenting once more from the Bullshit Corner 2.0. And today we are continuing on this project. It has been a head banger. Not like a good metal track, but more like a smashing my head against it type project. And today we are going to be doing detail work, though I did not get as much done as I would like to. to prepare. Welcome Square Peg Makes Games. Welcome Slink. Welcome Dirtpool. Hello, another Nate. Hope everybody is doing fantastic out there. So in preparation of today's stream, I have gone ahead and done the metallic bits on all our stripey boys. The only one I'm really a little worried about is the sword here, because it's kind of flat. The client requested that the hands be metallic. So I've done that, but the sword is also metallic. So I think we may end up doing a little highlight work on that. And then we're also working this in, let me catch my thoughts here. This is in jet exhaust. So these are like a darker metal, which I thought would contrast really nicely with the bright green. And then we've taken a different tack, since these guys over here are like a deep olive drab. We've gone with a super bright duraluminum, and that'll provide a little bit of a alpha contrast to these. But I've only got this much silver done, so that whole set still needs silver. I think what we're going to do tonight is try to get these going within the first hour. Get those done. Get the silver done on the drab boys, and while we're doing that, we'll wait on the we'll hit these guys with a null oil wash to you know, to zhuzh up those metallic bits and give them that the depth, you know. And we'll get stuck in. Now I also think we maybe could put a little more work on the grasshopper's joints. Not really sure. We've left out a few spots on joints that could maybe stand to have a little bit of silver. Yeah, let's do a pass on this guy's elbow joints and the grasshopper. We'll let that dry. We'll do a little bit of silver on these, and then we'll come back in, do the wash, finish those up, and we'll dive into tartans probably like 90 minutes in ish, something like that. Oh yes, my chat died again. Man, that bull shark's looking awesome. Yeah, welcome Zach P. I also realized that the paint job that I was supposed to match had little yellow accents here and there, so we're gonna need to go back in and do a few nice yellow, like deep yellow accents on these boys. But we're a little behind schedule, but we're getting there. We're getting there. These will hopefully be done by the deadline tomorrow. Even if I got to pull an all-nighter tonight, we're going to get these done. I think tomorrow is going to end up being like a marathon painting session, maybe like a 6-hour dealio. But with a little luck, the idea is to get through this tonight to where we can hit these with the enamel wash this evening and be removing that on stream tomorrow, and then that'll just leave the lens jeweling at that point. Hit 100. Where did you hit 100? Yep. How much do you get for that? How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3. I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 zeros. So it's is that 2.5 billion? Rip chat. Yeah, I scroll back through it. I see it. I'm up and down. Hey, as far as YouTube is concerned, all the gamble spam is indeed engagement. Slink says, damn it, headset charging is definitely dying, either the battery or the port. That sucks. That really sucks. I'm one of those weird folks who prefer a wired headset. Though when I'm at the other computer, I do use a wireless one so I can hop up and down and chat with folks as I move about the room. However, Discord has been really bad about blocking out audio these days if I get too far from the mic. All right, so A couple of these mechs have some exposed actuators in the armpits that are supposed to be silver. And I got to the gunslinger, which really doesn't have any exposed actuators. So as a consequence, I didn't paint the armpits on the grasshopper nor the Highlander to be silver. And I think there's actually enough there to warrant putting some in there. That little glint of silver really helps to provide contrast to the green and black. And this guy, our contrast work's a little weak. So in the armpits. So we're just gonna paint right over that and get this whole big round assembly right here with this fabulous jet exhaust color. This might be my favorite metallic color. It's really nice. It's kind of dark. It reminds me a lot of bolt gun metal from Games Workshop. And it's Vallejo metal color airbrush colors. So it's really thin. It flows a lot like a contrast paint. But it's also really intensely pigmented and covers more or less in a single coat. Most of the time it is a single coat. Single pass, get it done. Don't have to worry about doing too thin coats with your metallic, which often can be a nightmare, trying to get good coverage. There's a lot of really fun metallic colors out there that just don't cover well at all. And this is not one of them. There are a few colors it doesn't really cover over, though. Like, I've struggled with reds before. But I think it's also in how much you stir it up before you apply it. Just recently replaced the ear pads. It's unfortunate to have put work in on your headset and have it be crapping out on you. Hate to hear that, Mr. Slink. Alright, so we did hit this like cuff area with silver. So we're going to push that same effect up onto the front. Yeah, and look, just immediately that bit of shiny contrast there, it just adds so much. Like, obviously, it doesn't make a ton of sense to have big areas of your mech just exposed with shiny metal, but as far as like a miniature painting composition goes, it looks fucking fire. Alright, so get this going, and then we'll let that dry while we finish up the bull shark and maybe paint one other mech with the metallic. Then we'll hit this with the NULN oil. Yeah, we'll get to going on the tartan patterns. I think that's going to be the big focus tonight, as per the stream title. We're going to get those nice Stuart tartans going. I should be filming this, but I neglected to do so. Oh well, we'll film some of the other guys. Silvering. Besides, it's probably going to be a little more visible on those anyways. Alright, so... And it looks like there's a spot right here. God damn it. I just smeared that with paint. I got it all, though. And yes, I just licked the model. That's how we do. That's how we get rid of boo-boos. Alright. I think it's just about got it. I see this spot here where we missed a little bit. It's like it's still white. So we really want to get in there and get the metallics covering that up. We'll match the effort over here. And then we have this really nice shoulder joint showing up with some serious silvering. And I think we also want to hit this neck There's a little bit of a neck actuator showing. We want that hit too, because we did it on the grasshopper. Looks like he's got a nice metallic collar around his neck. Just another dump on the crap pile I got going on right now. Yeah, exactly. You look like the sort to fart freely without so much as a cigarette tube to direct the thermal venting. A cigarette tube? What's a cigarette tube? Explain that to me. I need to know. Okay, so what do we have next on the agenda here? Let's finish painting the silver on the bull shark, and then we'll film painting silver on something else. Maybe the dragonfire. It's got some nice clear areas to do the actuators. You're talking about farting in a paper too. Oh, fuck. All right, so now we're gonna switch back over to our duraluminum. Really bright color. Now, the problem with this stuff is it's really flowy and it gets everywhere. So we just want to make sure we're really careful about where we get it on our hands. So like all this right there, this is all potential like get onto your models while you're working, right? So I'm thinking we're even going to clean our hands with some ISO, which is right here. Let's clean our hands with some ISO before we get stuck in. Just get that hand that's going to be handling the models clean enough to where we're not going to get silver splotches all over it. I've already started to get a little bit on here that I caught earlier. You probably can't see it, but we got a little bit of silver up there. That's going to disappear with the chipping, but it made me like dial my awareness in to be cognizant of that. Okay, so from here, let's start in continuing where we were at right before we started the stream. I was working on these earlier, but I got really bored and unfocused and had to take a break and play a little RimWorld. And then that started distressing me, so I went back to painting. Yes. Remember, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, but if you do nothing but play, that can distress you to the point where work becomes a relief. All right. Get our little thumper cannon. Colored in. All right, so we have the weapons done on this guy. I want to do a little bit of work on the actuators. I can see a spot right here where we got a little bit of a metallic fingerprint on it, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Let's get this actuator silvered up. Stuff is really awesome, single coat coverage, but it's a little flowy, so we want to be really, really fucking careful with it. I really want that waist silver, so we're going to be really, really careful. We're going to thread the needle with our very thin 3/0 brush. Just get it in there with a little swipe of color. Remember to exhale before pulling these lines. When metallics get around, they definitely live up to their glitter ancestry. Yeah, exactly. It's a menace from time to time. All right, now on this one, I think we're gonna do these caps here in our metallic color. Just to provide a little bit of contrast and break up the monotony of our olive drab. And this is all going to get dulled down quite a bit too. These guys are going to be heavily grimed up. And I think what we'll do is maybe this kind of undetailed leg segment between the upper and lower legs. It looks like it's screaming for some metallics to me. And you know, that's quite often just like part of the process, is letting the model kind of talk to you and tell you where does it want those colors? Where does it want that metallic effect to live? And this one is telling me it wants that middle section of the leg to be metallic. So that's what we'll do. Be real careful here not to make too much of a mess. Trying to find a happy balance between positioning my hands to get the paint on there and also you know, let y'all see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's going along nicely. We're gonna push it on up to this point here, I believe. We're gonna end it right there. So it kind of looks like it's buried up in between all this stuff, and then it's sticking out the side with this great big holding nut. We got a little bit of shine right there, a little bit of shimmer, if you will. Now we just need to do the same thing on the other side. Woo! This is a gambling. Slink is trying to build back up those biscuit coin reserves. All right, so same deal. We're gonna paint these like covers. We're gonna try to thread our paintbrush tip in between these panels without creating a mess. Very gently. And then we'll paint this cap right here. Is that in frame? Yeah, it sure is. I suppose I could zoom in for y'all a little bit, but we'll do that later when we start with the detail work. This is kind of just busy stuff. Lots of monotony involved in a project this size. All right, so we have this whole bit is kind of collapsed down and booted up to that point where we ended it last time. So we'll try to be real careful and get it back there. Though it is really hidden back there, it's not a super visible area, so if we fuck up just a little bit, that's fine. You know, good to remember what you're doing and where to put your effort in. And if you screw up a little bit, as long as it's in a fairly secluded, hidden area, it should be fine. Be fine. Okay. Same here. We come in, we're gonna hit that nut. This one is a tough insertion, but we got it. Sometimes threading it in from the back is the way to go. And that's what we've done here. And we're going to reposition this thing on our side and get that last sprut cover. Okay, looking decent to me. Let's clean up our metallic coverage right here a little bit and get the top of that piece. Then I think we also want a little bit of metallic on these leg joints, so we need to be especially careful and just move our paintbrush along the lines of our surface. Right, yeah. Being very cognizant of where the brush is. And we're going to do the same thing from the back. Slide it in between leg there and run it down that slit. Same on the other side. There we go. All right, and we got that little glint of metallic in there. It's going to look really good in the end. Nathan says that 7 lurkers not clicking like. Yes. 2 100s tonight? Yeah, it sure is. Why did you get more biscuit coins that time? Why did it give you that many? There's something weird happening with your numbers. Oh, you added an extra 0. I see. So we're seeing like the like arbitrary max number there. Okay, so I think our bull shark is mostly done here. At least for the metallics, I mean. I'm okay with it where it's at. So we're gonna get that last little joint there. We don't want to, go overboard with this stuff. We want enough that all our joints and our weapons read as metallic. And I guess we have 2 with hands. They'll also get metallic hands. But like right here, the arms, like that's a really nestled little bit of metallic. I don't know if we can get in there. We're going to try though. I was just going to say we'll skip it because there's so much metallic on the front. But I think we can do this. I think we can get in there. We just want to exhale and pull the line. There we go. Now same on top. Just like operation, don't touch the sides, right? There we go. Same over here. Let's get a fresh bit. We're gonna wipe off the excess so we just have enough that we're working with, and we're gonna exhale and pull that line. Same thing, wipe off the excess, thread it right up in that tiny little slit and pull across it. And then like, it doesn't need to be perfect coverage. We just want that little glimmer, that little bit of metallic peeking through. And that's going to add so much to our project. Just to see that little bit in there makes it look like it's pieces that are separated instead of one big chunk. I think it looks awesome. There's another potential actuator in here, but I think it's going to be too much effort to not hit the sides to get in there, and it doesn't detract from it anyways. We're going to have all the nose art shit going on, so we're not too worried about it. I think that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I can see some spots where our metallic doesn't go all the way to the edge. We want to fix that really quick. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be clean enough just in case there's any spots that the metallics don't treat.
Okay.
You got it. First round coming right up, mister.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
We're talking about the thumb. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. Cause the thumb king fell.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Some nice deep ones for you that time, Mr. Nathan. Let's start a new tally. Do I have a marker? I do. Gambles, gambles, gambles. Gambles, gambles, gambles. Holy shit. Give it the TN tip. No, Oh my god, the gambles. The old values? Yeah, you ain't kidding. Holy shit. He does own the economy, it's true. I need like I need a chat readout that's like this big. So much gambling in this chat. Yeah, that's hopeless addicts. Reading MCC rules currently. Goodman does write good text. Significant difference from the textbook feel of some other games. Oh yeah. The Tennessee tip is for real. Tech, show me how it's done. Need a second monitor just for chat? No kidding. I actually really want a third monitor for that machine that's a vertical feed for Discord. Bam, first set. Thank you, Nathan. Okay, so we're going to pause on our metallics. We're going to dive into some NULN oil. If I could find it, I'm going to have to stand up and find it. Where are you at, Nolan Oil? I don't think it's up here. Nope, that's Agrex or Shade. It must be on the desk in the pile of trash. Yep, there it is. I'll give you a second monitor. Ah, yeah, Spectre brand on Amazon, $79. We'll get there eventually. I am unfortunately a very broke man, but there are many models that go up on eBay. If any of y'all are interested in making me less of a broke man, you know, check them out. Or as Nightbot says, show your love for the channel with a fabulous t-shirt from our Threadless store. Actually, those don't give me much money at all. So if you're doing that to support financially, that's a bad one. But you should still get one anyways. Actually, on that topic, if you want a t-shirt, if you want a Country Fried Minis t-shirt, make sure to message me on Discord and I'll give you the friends and family code and you can get it at cost. I think they're like $14.99 at that point. All right, so I need a good, kind of a semi-sharp brush. I think this one might work. We've got this 2 round. It's got a bunch of little frayed tiddly bits sticking out. Let's get up here and get our nippers, and we're gonna remove these little bits of trouble. Start shaving it down. This will be our NULN oil brush. All right. We're gonna give it a wash through the acetone. Just a little bit in the cap. And we'll give it a little swizzle. See, there's a bunch of gray still in here. Probably from some dry brushing based on the state of the brush. Get that good and cleaned out. It just needs to have like a perfunctorily sharp tip. That'll be fine. That will be fine. Hey, you silver? I don't get that. Is that a reference? Oh, Silver Scratch Built Productions says hello. Ah, yes, that is what Hey You Silver will be. Welcome to the stream, Silver. You got buried in a bunch of gambling. We are working our way up to doing some detail on these boys here. We did just get the metallics done. We're gonna wash those really quick. We're going to blast through these with the sharp metallics. Then we're going to go back in and do tartan patterns on our Northwind Highlanders here. Frank M says, howdy folks. Welcome, Frank M. Hope you're doing well. What a pleasure to see you yet again here on the stream. Thank you for the support and checking out what's going on over here. We are painting till this is done. Not in one go, of course. Ooh, board gear. The face that guy makes. Okay, so we put 2 drops of water into our Nuln oil. We thinned it down just a little bit, not too much. We still want it to have its you know, its Nuln oil effect. but we have it a little thinner than normal, just because we want to preserve a little bit of sheen on these metallic-y bits. But we're just gonna, I start to say we're gonna liberally apply it, but we're not really. We want enough that it's gonna sink into all the crevices, but not pool the surface too bad. And I see I screwed up. I got some damn metallic on a spot that shouldn't have it. I think it'll be okay. It should go away once we do our enamel wash at the very end. We're just going to come in here with our thin down NULN oil. I'm going to rub it around all those metallic bits. It's remarkable. Okay, painstakingly done metallics is great. Layered up, edge highlighting, the whole work, it looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But if you're painting models and you don't have time to spend 30 hours on every bolt gun in your Space Marine Force or whatever, I swear, just some standard metallic, solid coverage metallic with GW NULN oil right over top. It's fucking magical. It looks so grimy, greasy, well oiled. I love it. It's like somewhere in between black brown. Really good. Say sorry. Yeah, say something, Silver. Sorry. Yeah, the chat bot is weird. I think it polls the chat at a regular interval, and it'll just straight up forget that people are there in between pollings. Another Nate says, okay, I figured out how to move these super delicate infantry blocks without ripping them all off of base. Enlighten us, Mr. Nate. Timing is inconsistent. Yeah, I think that there's just a regular poll. Answer is flagpole. Oh, I see. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Another Nate has been working on some BattleTech scale infantry that actually fit a full platoon on a base. It's 28 dudes. And they're simple but effective, and they take contrast and regular paints really well. I may actually need to coordinate with you, Nate, and see if we can't get some variants together, because I know the the standard infantry, with rifles or laser rifles, have 28, but I think the number changes with certain weapon types. I'm pretty sure a platoon of LRM infantry have 18 dudes maybe. Your set could be easily expanded to include all those types. I think it'd be awesome. All right, there's the first one. Hold a butt, yes. Coordination with the hive mind, yes. Silver says, talking about 30 hours on bolt gun, I spent 5 hours each on 5 capes of my custodes. Yeah, I could see that. Although, as far as I think as far as 40k armies go, they're probably more conducive to giving them the love, taking a little more time on them. Custodes tend to be pretty big, demanding, beautiful sculpts. And speaking of 40k, we will be doing some Warhammer stuff here in the future, Silver. If you keep an eye out, we're going to be working on a salamander. I can't remember if he's a hero or just a company commander. I think it's a character. But that's next on the agenda. We're going to be try-harding that. So similar treatment to what we've been doing on these. Like a multi-day dive in and get them done. But instead of filling out a bunch of rank painting like this, we're going to be doing some hands-on detail work, and we'll probably turn it into a try-hard piece. Random Convos with Guests says, happy Sunday to their howdy sis. I am just working, just always working. I'm just painting. It is another day in the workshop, grinding along, trying to get this set done for tomorrow. Our commission is due at just after 8 p.m. tomorrow. So I think, again, what we're going to try to do is get through the detail work tonight and get these guys ready for enamel wash. And then they're going to sit overnight with the enamel on them. And tomorrow we'll dive in with a marathon session and go for long time. Go for long time and get these done for the evening. Nice little Monday event. We'll take Tuesday. I start to say we'll take Tuesday to rest, but Tuesday will be the episode 0, session 0 of our Mutant Crawl Classics campaign on Tabletop Tuesday. We're going to be doing some character prep. We're going to be talking about what is Mutant Crawl Classics. We'll be talking about the setting. We'll maybe go over a little bit of the basics of tabletop sim. It's mostly going to be getting the party ready, but if you stop on through and check out what's going on, you can get an idea of what our TTRPG Tuesdays are like, and put a pin in it in the back of your mind to know that we're always looking for more people to play TTRPGs every other Tuesday right here on Country Fried Minis. So come check it out tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, if you like to see that. I'm going to be painting a Tyrant's army and then an Eldar Titan army 40k scale. Oh, that's wild. That's wild. That's a lot of commitment, though, with the Tyranids. Well, I guess maybe not. They can be kind of like big bug heavy, right? I have a buddy I played with years ago who had a nice mix. His army was always like, he had a good way of doing them like perfunctorily well, with key pieces having lots of love on the paint job. But a good mix of big bugs and horde units. Okay, so our gunslinger, we want to get a bunch on these Gauss rifle tips, but not too much. We don't want to flood these. We want the detail to still show up. All right, we're going to trace this across the waist. Bring it around the back. Boom. There we go. Hit those arm joints. Get that ink wash in there. We do want to be kind of careful about getting it on the green because it's going to stain it up real bad. But I don't know, there's something freeing about this step where you're half being careful, but you're half just like slapping it on with reckless abandon. Somewhere in between the two, actually. We just want to partially flood the surface in a controlled fashion. But it does feel good to just get in there and let this NULN oil do the work. Let it do its thing. Let it cook. I know people call washes liquid talent, and honestly, it's not entirely wrong. Not entirely correct either, but definitely not entirely wrong. I kind of regret not doing the ankles. We may go back and do that. I'll think about it while that dries. Tell us about your MCC character plan. Okay, so I am a... where's he at? I have the model right here somewhere. I'm a Gila monster. I'm a manimal. And if I recall correctly, he's he's the amphibian class, but he's also got a secondary characteristic mutation which gave him reptilian skin and a tail. So my guy is just a humanoid, an anthropomorphized Gila monster, basically. And I believe he ended up with pyrokinesis, so he's going to set people on fire with his brain. He's not particularly strong. His personality is really bad. He's not particularly lucky or intelligent, but what he does have is just an outrageous amount of stamina. So he ended up with a ton of HP. This guy's going to be the tank taking hits. He also ended up with a bite, a natural attack, a bite for 1d4. So I think my goal in the adventure is going to be to try to find equipment that matches what's on the model here. So we're going to be looking for, what are we looking for? Some darts, some thrown darts, a plank shield, and this, what do you call this thing? A turnbuckle? The stand that you attach like a velvet rope to. So we'll do that, and then he's going to be painted up on a little garden base. Little like garden pathway base. We'll do some modifications and make him fit nicely. But it should be fun. I might stream painting this guy. Not sure yet. Turnstile. Yes. The sledge wash becomes a limitation after a bit, and then the liquid talent part gets boring and more creative with the tool. Yeah, I like a sledge wash these days in the form of enamels. You put the varnish on, and then you completely sledge the model down, but the real beauty comes in the subtractive technique. So you go back in and you remove the sludge off the mechs. This stuff though, I still, when it comes to metallics at least, I still hold to the liquid talent thing. It's got such a nice look to it. It brings the shine down a little bit. It shades the crevices. It makes it just look so much better. It's interesting that as an Infinity player for years, I'd kind of just completely sworn off of using metallics. Infinity has like a very like matte and non-metallic metal kind of look to it overall. And I just stopped using metallics. And then one day, we had a guy come in with a really, really beautiful combined AI. I think it's called Combined Army, the aliens. And all his troops were like, they had some orange stuff on them, but they were mostly metallic. He painted them in a really, really shiny, like silvery titanium kind of shiny color, and then he hit them with an oil wash, and he pulled that color down with the subtractive technique, and man, they were so gorgeous. And it kind of revitalized that classic desire for good standard metallics in my minis. And then I discovered Battletech, and metallics just look great. So easy to do. Turnbuckle is one of those cargo securement devices. But isn't a turnstile, is that not the thing that like rotates with the arms on it to like limit the flow of people coming through? Or are they effectively the same thing? I don't know, Mr. Nate. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm gonna turn your buckle. Don't you threaten me with a good time. All right, let's get this war dog painted up. I don't remember who did this. I think, if I recall correctly, I was told this is a White Rook Studios version of the war dog. It's really interesting that they took the War Dog and just made it into like kind of not a silly mech. I don't dislike this this design, but y'all know me. I'm all about the silly boys. I want them as silly as they can be. Silly hats only, you know? That's how I ended up with the Orloff Grenadiers mechs for the last video on the channel. They were silly. I wanted them together. They were very silly. And I picked them up and I painted them in a bright, loud color where they could assert their silliness together. Okay. Boom. We just about got everywhere hit. I think that's got some on it. The knee here maybe needs a little more. That's too much. Is that everything? This vent still needs some. We can put the vent pretty heavy. I want it to seep into those crevices. Alright, so 2 spots I want to hit. I want to hit this guy's waist and the gunslinger's ankles and get those with a little more metallic on them. But in the meantime, we will wash up the Highlanders joints. And where are we sitting at? We're almost an hour in. I do want to get onto the tartan patterns for stream. Obviously, I'm going to keep working on these after stream. Just because there's so much work to be done yet. But I do want to do the detail stuff here on stream. I think it's going to be super important. We also need to go back in with some yellow. The client has requested that missile launchers have yellow with caution stripes, and then we need some yellow accents on the olive drab boys. So, me on my white bottom. What spike the like? A stanchion. Okay. Turnstiles spinning people slower, nut knocker. That's what I thought it was. 15 watching, 7 likes. Well, I mean, yeah. Some people don't like it. Some people are hate watching right now. And you know what, Nathan? I bet you're one of those people who are hate watching right now. That's okay. You can hate me all you want. Alright, so our NULN oil is starting to thicken up a little bit. We need to be careful with it. Just going to push it into these crevices in a deliberate fashion. Alright, that's looking okay. That's looking okay. Oh, we got stuff on the back of the leg here. There we go. All those pistons. Rub the dark wash around those pistons. Yes. This side too. There we go. Let's get a little bit of wash on these jump jet vents. Boom. Across these heat sinks. There as well. And run it into, I've already got some there. Can't tell if I did or not, so we're just going to pass it again. Alright, and then the other elbow as well. Again, we don't need to be super duper clean here. Like, we want to be clean, obviously, but since we're doing later grime washing, we're not too worried about it. If anything, we don't want to stain up the green too bad, because it will be a little jarring to go right to black shadows on the green. Okay, there we go. Let's clean this brush. We're going to go back into applying a little bit of metallics on the guys who are missing it, and hopefully this will still be wet enough to use by then. I need to go back through all this gamble. Y'all are making me do work. We're good. We're good. Okay, so from here, we want a little bit more of our jet exhaust. I'm gonna do a tiny little dab of it, just right there, just a little bit of dab. Holy shit, that thing splattered. People are shrieking, having a good time outside. All right, so there's a little bit right here on the back of these legs that I think needs some metallic. It really looks like, metal bits to me, and we're gonna do that. So we're gonna come in and add that back in where we've changed our mind. It's almost like the metallic stuff is kind of like eye candy for the controlling player, if you will. All the laser ports and the lens jeweling and stuff, that's eye candy for your opponent, but giving a little extra shiny stuff at the back with all the vents and actuators and all that shit, that's for the controlling player. Yeah, that immediately added a ton to this. What was the other one? Someone needed a waist. It was the War Dog? Yeah. Let's get in there. We're gonna do that same thing. We're gonna exhale and rub the slit. Try not to hit the sides. Get that metallic color in there. This one actually could stand to have a little bit come out towards the bottom on that like rotational ring. So once we get this in place, we're going to come in and expand it just a little bit. Anywhere we can see the details, and then we'll have a nice metallic look to the waist. It's not super detailed. It's just like a little pop of shimmer, shine. When you look at it from various angles, you know, just a touch in there, a little hint of bright color. Nice little contrast to our green. And it also, you know, we've set the standard on the other mechs with waist rotational actuators being kind of exposed in silver. Don't hit the sides operation. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Damn, y'all are hitting the gamble hard tonight. I see a mix of winning and losing. The numbers are not kind this evening. Holy fuck. There's so much. There's so fucking much, dude. Oh, man. I'd put a cooldown, but I think y'all would rebel. Or does this dry enough yet, you think, for metallics or for the null oil? We're about to find out while it's still wet. Dry enough. Bam. Dry enough. Alright, let's see this boy. This one still looks a little wet. Not gonna lie. Let's find out. Nope. It's not, nothing's lifting off, so we're gonna push that null oil in there in a quick little swipe. And that will do us well. We'll be done with these boys. We're gonna set them to the side. Where are we at? We're at an hour in. Can you do percentages or just full numbers like 1.5x or just 1x or 2x? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure decimals break it, unfortunately. Okay, so y'all have seen metallics, y'all have seen Nuln Oil wash. I don't want to bore you guys with another hour of putting down metallics. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to shift these boys off to the side for now. We'll work on these maybe off stream after I'm done here. I want to get stuck in on the Stuart Tartan. That's what I'm looking for. Holy fuck. Come on, ads. Disgusting. Disgusting. Alright, so we want the Stuart Tartan. Stuart Tartan. Images. We want the Royal Stuart Tartan for proper Northwind Highlanders. So this is our color. And it looks like our process is going to be... I need to make a process piece here. We need a... do I have a swatch paper? Yeah, this will work. This will work here. Let's start by blacking it out, I guess. Let's come in with a little bit of black. We're going to black it out first, and then we're going to go over top with our future color. We want to work out a process here so we can figure out what we're doing, right? So let's make a big black patch. Or at least a sizable one. Because we want an idea of what we're doing, but we also want to think about doing it mech scale, right? So I'm going to try to get a good patch here that we can work on. All right. Metallics are always a slog. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to bore y'all too much, but you can see that's what I'm doing. These ones, so you see how metallic laden this guy is? All these mechs need that same treatment, and there's 5 of them. So that's probably a fucking hour right there. Let's not worry about that too much then. I think this is a really bright red. So we want a red, a blue, a green. Red, blue, green, yellow, maybe. We could get away with. I don't want to do too much. So I think we're going Warboss green, Mephiston red, Phalanx yellow, probably. Calidor sky, and maybe just some white. Maybe white. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit white into it. But let's give it an attempt and see what we can do here. Alright, so we're going to start out with a little bit of our Mephiston red. That's probably not near enough paint. I think the process here is going to insist on just a nice big solid red area. Let's get that camera zoomed in some. How about like all the way in on it? Full screen projector so I can ensure that I have this in frame. So do a nice big section of red. We'll leave a black outline so y'all can see what I'm doing here. And this is going to be a little rough, of course. This is blending with the black a little too much. I maybe need to get my hairdryer out here. Okay. We'll do a second patch too, just so we can recreate it on a smaller scale. right there. And we'll do an even smaller patch right here. Like a long one. See what we can accomplish. Because I don't think any of our mechs are going to have a section that big while we work out the process. Okay. So from here, god damn it. We want to do like green blue. I think we can do green, blue, yellow. And maybe leave out the white. I don't know. I think it's all pretty important, actually. How much would y'all pay for infinitely replicable, decentest full platoon of 6mm army dudes? $2. $2 is probably fair. I think you maybe might want to double the number of poses. Maybe have like some guys kneeling and shooting, or guys with the gun out. $2 does sound right. You could probably go up a little bit for it too. If it's an object that you just print as it is without any variability, I'd be wary about charging for it. But if you're providing a little bit extra in there, a little bit of options, I think, then yeah, $2, $2.50, $3 maybe. Okay, so here we're gonna do some blue and see what we can get away with. So it's like, it's a blue, it's a blue, green, red, blue, or green, blue. So I think we can get away with doing like our blues out to the side like that.
Nathan donated a $2 super chat. Nathan's action dice are 1d20, x3, hot dog orangutan.
1d20 times 3 hot dog orangutan. Someone dice me. Someone dice me for those. What is it? It's exclamation point dice 20? You need to do it 3 times. You do 3. All right, so process here. We're gonna do come on, blue. I need you to flow before you dry out. That is way too fat. Way too fat of a stroke. Thank you, paint, for being too thick. Yay, GW paints. They dry out in the pot. Very cool. Big fan of GW pots that dry out in the pot. Very fun. Alright, so this is going to be exceptionally hard to get little tiny strokes. I'm seeing already. So we got our blues. All right, so it's like you do one to the outside and then one to the opposite outside, and then the next one is a little bit closer. Like that. Okay. All right, let's check your dice. Oh, we have so many fucking dice. We have so many fucking dice. Okay. I'm going to go in the order found. So, first one, we got 14 hot dogs combined with 5 orangutans and 17 hot dog orangutans. How much do you think this weighs? 5 orangutans. And then, so it's like, I'm imagining the hot dog orangutans are like, what is a hot dog orangutan? It's like a small, it's like an orangutan made out of hot dog meat. Like someone carved hot dogs into orangutans. So the room now has 5 orangutans in it. You got to deal with that. And then we're also, all the party members are now going to have to roll every round to not slip on hot dogs, I think. That's kind of what I'm imagining. It's just a round over round debuff. Okay, so I'm really struggling with this a little bit. I think this is a quite complicated tartan pattern. We're gonna make it work though. Make it work. I'm gonna need to get a fresh sharp brush for this. I'm gonna make sure our paints are nice and thin, so we're not trying to do the same thing with really thick paints like we're doing right here. Yeah, this paint just doesn't want to flow because it's fucking thick ass GW paint. Holy shit, yeah, you're right. More than
コムスターナイトハズビーンインザステーキビスケッツ4 16マンズコムスターナイトセレブレーツ16マンズオブメンバーシップ16マンズインセーンオルソー BRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR
T. Out of T. Holy moly. Thank you, Comstar. 16 fucking months of support. That's insane, man. Thank you. I can't believe it. Aru. Okay. So I think we can just about get these markings in there. I'm gonna need a sharper brush. I'm gonna need thinner paint, but it looks like the process is possible. I think we'll just skip doing the white. We could maybe do white instead of yellow. I don't know how important the one is to the other. I think it's all important though. That's the thing about a tartan pattern, is like all the little permutations in there, all the little bits are kind of part and parcel of the whole. So I think the way to do this now is maybe we get the yellow in there and we can go back in with the white in the very middle. I'm a little worried about losing a ton of the detail at the little scale. Y'all probably can't see shit. But what if we just put the white down the center in between the two sections? The fuck is this phone thinking I'm touching it? We do the white down the middle. And then down the middle there. No, that's incorrect. It shouldn't be between the blue. It only goes in between the green. Like, is that
ラープ
legible
ー
at
ル
all?
has been in the steak biscuits for 17 months. ラープール celebrates 17 months of membership colon GRENNNNNNNNNNNT.
Holy shit. Thank you for 17 months of support. Holy shit, man. T. Exu. That doesn't look like we preserved any of the red at all, does it? It really doesn't. I mean, that's all the colors though. That's what it demands. So I think we're just gonna have to risk it here. And we're just gonna have to do one and see how it goes. And I gotta film this shit. So I think our process is indeed red and then the double lines of blue with the inner lines of green. Those need to be spaced out enough to get a yellow in between them, but that yellow needs to be thinner than the blue and the green, and then we want a white stripe in the middle of that. And just to reconfirm here, this is based on, let me close all this shit, close all this. This is on camo specs, Northwind Highlanders. Northwind Highlanders, we can see the tartan here in the symbol, right? Open that image, a new tab. Boom, not that one, this one. Yeah, we can see it here. So they've really simplified it down to like some blues. That might be what we have to do. Let's just look for Northwind Highlanders and find our symbol. So it's really simplified down. They've just got blues. We can maybe get away with that. I think it's meant to have a little bit... Interesting. So what I based what I was looking at here is on these examples using the proper yeah. Okay, he's done the full thing here. He's got the simplified version there, but we've also got basically the pattern I went for here. Zoom in, please. Let me zoom in. All right, how has he rendered this? It's an interesting choice. I think he's just found a way to get all the colors in there. We've got green, we've got yellow, we've got blue, we've got white stripes. Let's see another one. Let's see what our Cyclops looks like here. Open image, a new tab, so we can zoom in on it. I am once again not in frame. So this one he's managed to do the green and the blue next to each other, and then he's left out the yellow. Okay. Let's take a peek at the Centurion. New tab. So Fanjoy has managed to get... We got a little green in there, we got yellow in there, we've got the white as well. Okay, Fanjoy has just gone for recreating it perfectly. And I think this is exactly what we're going for right here, this look right here. So, let's find a way to fit that on our mechs. I think the only one that might be problematic is our War Dog here is not super conducive to the pattern. We might just do this whole section here with the gun sticking out of it. The gunslinger, like we can put that along the shoulder. You know, we could maybe loosely define it as like shoulder. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So like this guy will be the shoulder pad, but the grasshopper will be the shoulder. And then this guy will be the shoulder pad while this guy will be the shoulder. I think that'll work. Let me double check. We want to go by the text here. Stuart Tartan is always proudly displayed on the right torso, shoulder, wing, or side of any combat unit. So as long as it's on the right side somewhere, we can make it work. Okay, perfect. Perfect. They're going to come back in. I'm going to rehydrate our wet palette here. It's still a little moist from yesterday. Oh, we get to play everyone's favorite game. Is this a mustache hair or a pube? What do you think? What are we looking at here? I think it's neither. It actually looks like a piece of cloth. Cloth fiber. We're gonna smell it. Not a pube. Alright, that's fucking stupid. This concludes everyone's favorite segment, mustache or pube. Okay, so we're going to dig in with some tartan. That's what we're here for tonight. That is the focus of the evening. Let's get our phone mounted so we can record. And we're going to get stuck in and brace for incoming push-ups right as I get started. After I hit the go button here. All right, so Stuart pattern. We're going more. We're going pro video. We're hitting go on that. No, we're hitting stop. We're reducing the shutter speed so this isn't just blowed out, just intensely bright white. All right, we're gonna show our Mephiston red to the camera. We're gonna come in, we're gonna grab a little bit of it out of the bottom. We're almost out of this stuff. I really need to re-up. I'm very reticent to buy GW again. The price for the quality of the product is just not good. You know, honestly, I might, if I buy GW stuff, I may buy some empty dropper bottles and transfer them. Possibly paintbrush. I think it's actually I think it was a piece of thread from my kind of dry rotted softbox cover. That's what my money's on, at least. All right, we're gonna grab and start in on our boy here. We're gonna take our red. We're just gonna paint that whole shoulder. Any of that work we did earlier, gone. That's fine though. This is partially because we weren't sure exactly where this was gonna go. So that was always a concern. It's all right if we lose a little bit of work. to some future layers. It's always fine. Looks okay to me. Nice solid coverage. Clear out that mistake we just made. And he's red, and we can stop filming that. And we're going to go through, we're going to put red on all these boys first. And we'll go back and film again when we start adding the stripes. It looks like chat is dead again because an ad came through. Thank you, YouTube app. You work really, really well. Splendiferous, even. All right, so let's push through onto the next one. I think we're going to do this whole panel on our Warhammer. Actually, we're just going to coat this whole damn thing. Try not to cake it in the crevices. And we'll go back and we'll maybe do like a mild ink wash to bring out the color again. We just want all of this shouldery bit all the way to the edge wherever the armor panels join. But not all the way into the crevices. I'm going to push this all the way to the top here, up underneath our SRM2, and then to the back of this panel right here. That whole thing. That whole dealio. We may also try at some point to do the Northwind Highlanders symbols. Not really sure yet. Probably. On this stream, maybe not. I will probably be working though late into the evening afterwards, and I will probably paint those on camera at least in Discord. Seeing as it's 7:30 already, I'm feeling less optimistic about getting this thing out. A little stressed on it, not gonna lie. That's fine. The grasshopper is actually really shitty for this. Does not really have a great spot. The detail on the arm is going to be rough to paint around. So I think we're just going to put it on the front. This front panel right here. Bacha. Grasshopper really bad for this. And it's funny because Grasshopper kind of strikes me as a Northwind Highlanders mech. Don't know why. Just kind of got that air about it. Make sure to drop it on the table. I gotta not chicken out. Let's just do the whole thing. The whole arm, the whole shoulder pad. Just don't be a coward. Paint it. We do the color over it. We'll ink wash back in the details. It'll be great. Make sure to completely ruin all that nice metallic work, of course. And how have I gotten red here? I've gotten red on his hand somehow. What the fuck? Wow. That's going to be a bitch to remove. I'm just going to have to paint over that with an approximation of the color. I could maybe cover it with weathering, I suppose. Let's just cover this. And of course it's red, so it's got really bad coverage over this black. So we will have to come back in. We will have to come back in to do at least one more coat on the red. All right. So same on the war dog. So what drove my decision there on the grasshopper just now is that the war dog, the only real place it can have it is this whole shoulder, because there's no frontal armor panels to break the color down. So we're just gonna wrap this whole thing in tartan color. I would much prefer it be on the torso, but this thing's torso is full of so much detail that there's nowhere to really put a complex pattern. I just went outside the lines really hard, so let's clean that off. There we go. Going to get a preliminary coat down because this is going to need, honestly, probably 3 layers. Red covers so bad. Such a weak pigment. Next, I think what we'll do is like this whole assembly right here. I'm trying to kind of logic these pieces on the mech where like I would guess that these get painted while removed from the mech, right? So like we want to try to find pieces that make sense. So on this one, we're going to do up to that line right there. And then down the back again. We do the little crevices. Just kind of imagining this whole thing comes off and layers over top of this. There's like an under ring there that it looks like it goes over top of. We're gonna leave that green. All the way down to this. And make sure to put so much paint that it just floods those crevices because it's so thin. You know, so you got to go back in and clean it up. I should have switched out to a sharper brush already. All right. green is a very nice contrast, at least. So I dig that. I think our process here is going to be to, we'll do the first, maybe the second pass of the red to just build up some opacity, and then we'll come back in with an Agrex Earthshade wash in the cracks to rebuild our definition, and then we can go back over with another pass of red. Damn, another hundo. You're up quite a bit, right? 1.139. That's a lot. That's what, 20 billion you've made tonight? You know what that means. Redeem rich. He's a rich man. Alright, so same as the Black Knight on our Highlander. We're just going to do this whole shoulder pad here. Rub across the top of that. Right across the top of that. Bam. Some really nice mold lines in there. Really, really logically sound mold lines on that just got picked up by this detail. Very nice. Very cool. Nothing like mold lines on a Catalyst model, am I right? They sure make painting details really easily. I feel really bad for the guys who do like showcase pieces with these models. Like, all the time they spend cleaning that up must be really intense. I wonder how many like camo specs paint jobs, like modern ones, you're gonna find out there with still visible mold lines. I'm sure they're out there. %, confident that there are at least one or two on that website. All right, we'll do another pass on this boy. It does look like the stuff that built up in the crevices did not go on too thickly, which is what we're worried about here. The loss of detail, because we're about to do another, what, 3 layers of color over top. Alright. Get our red into those cracks and crevices. Just a nice foundation. We need this red to be obnoxiously vibrant, because we're going to paint a whole bunch. We're going to paint a whole bunch of colors over top of it, and it's going to rob it of its apparent vibrancy. So we're going to need to really just glob it on there. Obviously without clouding up details too much, but we need to get in there and get a few passes of this red. Get it nice and bright. And it's okay if it muddies down the detail just a bit, because we're going to be putting so much over top of it, but like, we are painting back over black, and we need this red to be red. So nice solid coats. Nice, solid coats. Next, who do we got? We got our war dog. War dog. Dogs of war. Isn't that like a term for the mercenary forces in like old school Warhammer? It's Dogs of War. I vaguely remember some of that Warhammer stuff. I was going to get started playing Ogres when they came out. Never did get into the fantasy though. And then by the time I was in a position to start playing it, it died in the Age of Sigmar, which is just 40k. I prefer a fluffy coat, you say? Yeah. I don't know if you can get away with that though with miniatures. You're just going to cover the whole thing in flock? North of the border style? I think the scale's just too tiny for that. I do think it could be fun though. If you did like what if you took a Kodiak and painted it like a nice tan or like a blue gray, something that would be like conducive to a fuzzy coat over top of it of like 1mm flocking or 1mm static grass, I mean, and then painted the face and hands really nicely. Maybe left the joints exposed and then carefully painted it down with like tacky PVA glue and sprayed flocking at it. Sprayed that static grass. Could you make a fuzzy Kodiak bear and have it look half decent? I think it'd be really funny to see in like Mech Warrior. I use my thick ass paint for when you need your models to smell like farts. Okay, that's insane. First off, Mr. Nate. Secondly, why would you do this? Why would you use your ass paint? You know, beyond that, why do you have ass paint? Of any kind, not just the thick kind. Like even thin ass paint is still a dubious thing to have in your collection. Don't you think? I do a bit. Okay, so we're gonna go for some Agrex Earthshade. Now, our Agrex Earthshade is a little thick because it's a GW pot and it's almost empty, so it is concentrated. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna grab some out and we're gonna dollop it a few drops, a few little dollop dropples. Yep. And we're gonna put almost as much water, I think. We'll go 2 drops in that. Bing bong. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so we're gonna re-attack our fellers, making sure they're nice and dry. And we're gonna try to get this thin Agrex Earthshade around all the panels, all the points where the red joins up. I probably could have gone a little bit thicker with it, to be honest. But it's fine. With it being thin like this, it's all right to let it pool a little bit. But where we want it really is all these spots where we have panel lines. I'm gonna bring back that detail, and it should do the work for us really quickly. We don't want it pooling too much, but we do want it pooling a little bit. Okay, and you guys, I don't know if you can see that, but like that little bit of shade that's imparted, we really want that. I think it's going to be super apparent on our grasshopper here, like all this extra little detaily bit. But we're also going to spread it over all our flat panels, and we do kind of want it to hang around and create a small, it'll do like a little collection point towards the bottom that'll we'll use to have it create a little bit of depth. Basically, we want it on the edge of running off the part, but not fully running off the part. We want it pooled around the detail. All right, who's next? War Dog here. Same deal. Get it in that crevice. Get it around these details, but then also the whole surface. Now this one's going to want to pool on the front, so we're going to have to watch that. Right here. Yeah, you see all that pooling? I'm going to wick away a bit of that. There we go. That should be good. It really doesn't want to go right there, does it? That's good enough. This boy is basically dry. It looks like it. And this one's really important, I think. It's got little lines where things join together. So we want all of that to get nice and shaded. Bringing it back to life. Deflatifying it, you know? Also, we'll hide some of our crimes in our application. And finally, we're gonna give our Highlander some love here too. There we go. Now, unfortunately, this is an ink wash, so it's going to have to sit for a minute, and I will subject y'all to a little bit of boring, what do you call it, metallic application while that dries. And then I'm aiming to have the tartans done by 9 p.m. Oh, yeah?
Would you do workout?
I do.
Give me two.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Where's it at? I think this is it. Where's our damn counter? There it is. Here we go. Hell. Okay, So, that ink has to dry, unfortunately. I did not think about that. So let's attack one more mech with some duraluminum. This guy here. And you can see we've already got that shit all over our hands because this bottle is insanely messy. I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that paint with some ISO before we smear it all over our boys, which would be disastrous. Also, I'm Popcat too. So I'm gonna, before we get stuck in here. There you go. What are we doing? Metallics. Let's work on this Shadowhawk 2C. We'll go around it. Look at those hands. We'll do the hands. Yes. The little laser cannon. Make sure our hands are nice and covered. All over. I want to do all those jump jets. All of them. Nice and silver. Really bright silver. All right, so depending on where we get tonight, and depending on how much I want to stay up late after hours, it'll affect tomorrow's stream time. I was thinking I'd do a new one, but I think what I'll do is I'll aim for 3 p.m. and set up to remove the oil wash, the ink wash, enamel wash first thing, and then we'll do the lens jeweling and be done with these boys. In theory, I'm kind of thinking we're not gonna make it on this deadline, despite my best efforts here. And may have to request a small extension from the client. And if that is the case, what we'll do is we will plan on finishing things up Wednesday and having them done and out and delivered. I'll shoot them some pictures after this too. Just think, it's always surprising how long things take. You get stuck in and you set aside a section of time for the project, and then well, time gets away from you. All right, that looks decent. I think I want to do the ankles here. Silver hams, yes. What was it? Ham-shaped stuff touchers. Like Final Fantasy VII on the PS1. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, look at that silver. And those are going to be, we'll bring that down with the NULN oil afterwards too. So it's going to look really nice. It's a really cool little model here. Not something that I would normally have in my lists, but maybe something I ought to look into. Nice little Shadowhawk 2C. See these little ankly bits. Bringing around the other side. I'm looking at our lads. They're looking pretty dry. We could probably do one more boy with metallics, and then we can dive into our next layer on those lads. It looks pretty good to me. Enough silver on that. Excellent. Who would be easy to work on? We'll do the Flashman real quick. I'm trying to minimize the amount of time we spend doing this, of course, y'all. I don't want to subject y'all to a bunch of monotony. I'd prefer to keep things a little more interesting, but hey, monotony is part of the game. And sometimes getting paint on these boys is monotonous. Sometimes it is rank painting. Sometimes it is the same thing over and over and over and over. And then the next thing you know, you set them down and you've made hella progress. Even though it was monotonous and tedious that whole time. You know what I mean? Can't reach Google at this moment. What are you trying to do, phone? What the fuck is it trying to do? That was in fact the series of mouth sounds I uttered in that instance. Yes. All right, yep. Yep. The more I'm working on these, more I'm realizing these guys we probably need an extra 2 days. What do you think, chat? How much time should I ask my already overtaxed and overpatient client here? Friday? Extension out to Friday. That way it's not rushed. Work on them tomorrow. Hit them again on Wednesday stream before the Dicks. Then Thursday doing the infantry. That's what I'm thinking. Extension through Friday. Just allow for any disasters. Sometimes they're 28 men, so you can't not paint their whole selves with one paint stroke. Zach P says you've made a heck of a ton of progress. Take the time you need. Yes. I am a little I'm a little disappointed in myself. I honestly thought we'd get there. Like, I probably could make it. Realistically, I probably could make it if I just paint through till midnight tonight and then also get up and paint tomorrow starting at like noon and paint all the way through till 6 p.m. and just, you know, put in another 12 hours. Put in 12 hours between today and tomorrow. But I just tell you the truth, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather work in like, you know, 5 to 8 hours in a day. And with this stream, it'll be about 5 hours of work today. We will get these out soon though, and they'll be photographed for photogrammetry. I'm also filming it too, so these will eventually be a piece of content talking about working on a deadline. And now we have this fun little segment we can put in that working on a deadline video about how sometimes you can't make that deadline. So you got to come back to your client with your tail tucked between your legs and beg for a little more time. Wolk PV, greetings chat, greetings Country Fried. Hello Wolk PV. Is this the Wolk, the sculptor feller individual? If so, I think so. That looks like the logo at least. I actually painted up the Wiverness recently, and that was a lot of fun. Big recommend that model actually if you guys don't know about it. Available on Cults 3D. Have some biscuits, you say. Let's see if we can't get this fucking... Every time I touch this fucking thing of paint. Yes, I'm the Walt 3D dude. Yes. Yes, indeed. I thought I recognized the work. The logo's really small. There's a few of your sculpts that I've used in a few projects. Really like the work you're putting out there. Wiverness is definitely my favorite. I think you've managed to capture like you've made a already kind of effeminate design quite feminine without just going the ridiculous route of bolting tits on a mech. Make sure to check them out over on Cults 3D if you guys aren't already aware of Walk's work. Good stuff. We are working on a mix here of Catalyst models and some 3D prints. I think the 3D prints are both White Rook Studios. We get the Bull Shark and the War Dog. So these are going to be Northwind Highlanders, and then these are just kind of an olive drab World War II-ish inspired paint scheme. Thanks, I like also your painting sessions. Ah, yes, thank you. No use Titty Mech? Yeah, Titty Mech. There is a an atlas out there that someone did that's basically just, it's got some 3000 cc fucking beach ball tits bolted on the front of it. I think it's funny and a little cringe, but like what would fun on the internet be without cringe, you know? I think it's important. Plus, if you slap that down on the table, you could be like, I dare you to misgender my atlas. The kit bash I sent you? Oh, the Prometheus, yes. You know, Slink, there is a section on the Locust Labs Discord. There's a thread where people post kit bashes and reworks. Just in case you wanted to post your Prometheus over there. Alright, so plan here is to get through just this one more layer here of our silver, or this mech's worth of silver, and then we can head on over back to our boys with the shoulders and rub another layer of red on them, and that way we can get in. I want to finish the Stuart Tartan on all these mechs in the next 55 minutes. That's the plan. And then instead of blasting through the night, instead of rushing to be ready for our enamel wash tomorrow, what we'll do is we're just going to continue this trend of painting every day till these are done, with the exception of Tuesday. And we'll dive back in tomorrow evening with another session on these lads and keep pushing, keep grinding, keep making them work. Tomorrow we'll probably be able to dive in with some nose art. So we'll be painting the, we'll be working on yellows. We'll be working on the tiger mouth for our bull shark, all that stuff. They got like 80 shoulder pads. Yeah. Check it out. Big old shoulder pad there. The Black Knight too got a nice shoulder pad. And they're going to be resplendent in their Stuart Tartan pattern. But yeah, we'll get through tonight, and I'll send a humble request over on the Fiverr asking for yet another extension on this already overextended project. Just saying, if y'all work with me, if you guys want commissions, it'll get done. It just might get delayed a little bit because, I tend to work on like 12 things at the same time. But then whenever I do get around to your project, it gets the hyper focus, you know? I'm sure they fill out a suit jacket well, yes. Oh man, imagine a Black Knight in a suit jacket though. That's kind of fun mental image. It's like the Dougram Fang of the Sun Bigfoot with the like winter coveralls on. I really want that kit, by the way. I think it's such a tremendous waste because it's like a plastic shell. So like 80% of the model is hidden under this like two-piece no detail plastic shell, and I think that's really fucking funny. Like the challenge to make that look like a well put together kit. Ooh boy, it's funny though. It's a dang old Battlemaster in a suit. I'm a fan. All right, so this little thing gets silvered. Where else needs silver on this boy? I think all these like heat vent thingamabobs, this should all be silver too. And we're gonna go in with this thing is gonna be so grimed up with a fat gunge wash over top, and we'll be hitting this with an ink wash afterwards anyways. So we want all of this stuff to have some bright silver on it. It needs to be bright. It needs to be super shiny so that when we darken it down, that effort will still shine through. These ones are going to be sponge chipped to hell, scratched to hell, And then we're going to do like some stains and some rusty stuff on them. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think as part of the instructions here, these boys are going to get like kill markings on all of them. So we got to think of something kind of unique for each machine. We'll do like maybe like a nickname on each one. We'll do that on Wednesday, and if any of y'all come through, we'll poll chat and name each of these machines and see which one works. All right, got another little vent here. I want silvered. How about fucking synth sax as part of this here? I think we're gonna do the same treatment we did on the bull shark, and this whole segment right here in between the upper and lower bits of the digitigrade is gonna be silver. All of that, bam, 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 just all of that running down into the armor panels. It's gonna look really awesome. Bendy porn guitar. Oh, I do work out. All right, fine. Giving you 10, coming right up. All right, coming right up.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Think slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo!
Those ones are extra deep just for you, Nathan. And I know that Comstar Knight gave them to me. But you guys are trolls of a feather. Dude, just 5 days of this and you got me back into deep, slow push-ups here. Unicorn Company Podcast says, I would like to do a winterized SLDF unit that's great whitewash like the Army did in the Winter World War II. Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. There's a Star League gunslinger put a star for each kill on his Battlemaster. Had 50 kills according to Star League sourcebook. That's fucking insane. At 50 little tally marks on a mech? I don't know if that's possible at this scale. I can maybe do it. All right, so we're gonna put a ton of silver back here. This is all gonna be so gunged up too at the end, because we're gonna be doing a really heavy rust streaks approach in the end here. La 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 la. She kinda like it. She kinda likes it. How do you kinda like something though? Is that when you're not really sure? It's like eating durian. Right? It's like kind of funky, kind of fruity. It's like, I don't know if I like it, but I'm gonna have another piece. All right, so all this silver should still shine through once we hit it with the cruddening. I mean, I kind of like sushi. Yeah, exactly. Sweet like honey, smells like a skunk. You tried it and they're bits you like, but you're undecided about whether you'll go back. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then this song just playing in your head. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our Stuart Tartans now, because I want to get these done and at least showcase what we intended. Let's see how thick our red paint is. I kind of want a little bit of water in that, maybe less than a drop. And we'll just moisten the tip of the brush there and mix that in. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back across all our boys in a real swift fashion. Largely gonna undo any of the surface darkening here, but what we're really wanting is that nice dark wash to still exist in the corners, in the crevices. So here we're gonna go, bam, right there. You know, that I maybe didn't need any water in that. Let's get this in frame where y'all can see. Rub down some red. I'm just gonna build back up the raised areas, right? We're not too worried about doing solid coverage here. We just want to build up a bit of that vibrancy again. Some depth to our red. Come in through the back. Boom, across that. And then anywhere we can get away with it, I like to pool these thin colors on. Kind of like doing glazing for ceramics. If you can get the stuff to sit on the surface in a controlled puddle, you can build up the opacity really, really quick. I find this great with cheap paints. Technique I used to use a lot with apple barrel way back in the day. With red it looks especially good because you get that nice variety, depth to your paint job. This one we're just gonna spread it nice and even across that whole shoulder on the front, that front panel. Boom, kind of puddled up across the bottom, hit that end. I still use apple barrel for doing black base sides. I like apple barrel a lot for two colors specifically still these days. My Infinity Army, my candy core, is bright magenta and turquoise. The coverage on the bright magenta isn't great, but this color is fabulous and I can't find it in any other paint brand. The turquoise, this covers as good as GW. This shit's really good. These are fabulous and like 70 cents a piece. Yeah, they look really, really good. Oh yes, thank you, Ad. I will skip you. You're understating your preference to emphasize how much you really like. Yes. It's also very good for doing basing because of how cheap it is. Yeah, it's the type of stuff you break out for like terrain projects and whatnot. You get those giant like 5 ounce, what are they? 6 ounce, 8 ounce bottles, the real big ones. I can't remember. For a few bucks, and you just cover all kinds of stuff. It's apple barrel's fine. Just the pigment quality, like the size of the pigment, is kind of big. They're not as finely refined. And the pigment density is really low. but I don't know. Some of their colors work just fine to me. They have like they're really matte, but they can tend to chalky really easy because of how much you got to layer on. But hell, back in the day when I first started playing Warhammer, like 2001-ish, that was it. I basically used apple barrel acrylics and then GW inks. It's good stuff. Did the job at least. You get apple barrel in 32 ounces for like $6. 32 ounces? Holy shit, dude. I'm picturing doing a paint in a bag scene with a like one of those like quart freezer bags. Get the big bottle Mod Podge, use it for base cutting my hills when I make them. Yep. That's the good stuff. Dude, imagine paying to do that in like Vallejo or GW. Like, forget about it. That's insane. I really should have filmed doing this bit here. Oops. Got a little blowout there. Let's lift it off. Ba, ba, ba. All right, here we go. Let's build it up on this boy. I'm kind of leaning towards doing some highlight work, but I think we'll lose it mostly in the next layer, to be honest. We'll just have to let the ink wash do all the heavy lifting. For our color variation. I just think if we go in with like a orangey, peachy edge tone here, we're just gonna lose it when we start putting the tartan stripes. Okay, we got 2 more, and then we're ready to move on to, I guess, the blue first, and we'll get out a fresh paintbrush for that. Nice fresh little Princeton Art and Brush Co. brush. I don't know if I have a link down below. I should really put the Amazon affiliate link in every video from now on. They're so good and they're cheap. This right here, this set is like $6 or something. And these 3 brushes right here, this is your bread and butter. It's a 000, a 2 and a 4, and I don't know if you can tell, but these things have a really fucking nice sharp tip. These are going to be good for like 4 models each, like with the sharpest tip, and then you can probably get another 20 models done before they start to die on you. And then these flat brushes here, these are fabulous for doing any type of base coating or dry brushing. Hey there, how goes the Tartan army? We are not as far along as I'd like. So I was just saying earlier that I'm going to have to give a small beg my client for a little more time, which I will do after this stream. But we are going to continue with the plan of painting every day till it's done. And get these guys looking fabulous and complete with lots of weathering and scratching and some fun little details. I think we'll probably end up stretching this project until next weekend. That's what I'm thinking. Because Tabletop Tuesday's coming up, but then we can do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and take a break next weekend and mail these off to my my client. They approve the final work. because admittedly, I still have 2, 4, 6, 10. I have 14 vehicle and infantry bases over there that haven't even really started getting work on. Tartan's sort of obscure highlight work. Yeah, exactly. Latex paint works good for base coating terrain. I hadn't thought of that. It makes sense though. Nice rubberized coating. Okay, so let's dig in. Let's dig in with our Stuart pattern. All right, we do need to film this though. So out with the camera again. Pop this down in between our legs and press the go button on our Pro video. Okay, we're going to show to the camera our Calidor sky. Pop the lid, dig out a dollop, which this paint is pretty well fucked at this point, unfortunately, from being a GW paint in a pot. We're going to start with 1 drop of water and see how that treats us. I think it's good. I almost put 2 in there, but I think that would have been too much. So we'll get that going, and we're going to pop out a brand new sharp brush for this. Infantry, do they have kilts? I wish they did. We're going to show our real value brushes to the camera, and we're going to get this 000 out. Nice fresh synthetic white Taclon brush. I like the golden Taclon a little better, but this stuff is fine. I think the white Taclon seems to start with a better point, whereas the golden seems to last a little longer. GW paint pots, like, yeah, they're fucking awful. All right, and then we'll show this to the camera. You can see it's got a nice sharp point. And we're going to come in. Try to get a good grip on this thing. I want to get a good... I'm more worried about my camera on this one than y'all. So what I'll do is I'm going to do this first one here on for filming, and then we'll return to working with the models where y'all can see it a little better. So we do blue, green, green, blue. That. Boom. And then this one will be a little closer than that gap. So we'll come down about right there. Run that across. And then these bands need to be a little thicker than what we're doing with the yellow here in a bit. So we're going to thicken them up with a second pass. And then same deal up here. This one's going to be a little closer than the first gap. Do a double pass there, make it nice and thick. And then I think this one we're going to do we'll do a single blue. Fucking nerve-wracking, y'all. Absolutely nerve-wracking. Trying to do this for camera at least makes it worse too, because I'm craning my neck in a really weird position, and like the camera can't even fucking see it. Because my lighting situation is so shitty over here. Like this is in full shadow, basically. All right, there we go. Now I can turn this off and we can focus on painting so y'all can see it. It sucks. I need a light right here, really, shining down. Do the Northwind Highlanders use a specific tartan, or is it not specified? It's the Stuart. It's a Stuart Royal Tartan. And that's what we're trying to replicate here. So we're doing like we're gonna modify it just a little bit because it's, if you put all the colors in it, it becomes a little busy. But we're going for like a thick blue band, a thick green band, and then we're gonna do a tiny yellow band between the blue and the green, and then we'll come back in and do a white in the sections where it's just red. But we're gonna go around these boys and just same deal. What was the second one? This guy, Warhammer. Warhammer's gonna get one right across here. And through it all, like, we want our tartan pattern to still have the red showing enough that it looks nice and vibrant, because it, you know, it's mostly red. So it'll be blue, green, small gap, green, blue. And we're gonna put our next blue stripe right here, right along that gap right there, across that. And now it goes blue, and then it's red, red, white, red, blue right here. So we'll do another blue right there. And then it's yellow, green, red, green, blue. So we'll put another blue right about there. And then it goes red, white, red, blue. So we're doing another blue right there.
There is no one that does it better.
Boom. All right. That's all the blue going that way. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. We're going to run that blue right up the middle here. Right up the top. Bam. Basically, we're just pulling straight lines regardless of the angles on our mech, right? So zoom across that. Wow. I like when the tartan pattern's a little, like, you know, disregarded of the angles on the mech. So this will be green or blue, green, and then there won't be room for the next one. And this is red, white, red, blue. I don't think we really have enough room for it. We can maybe put the second blue stripe over here, but I think it's going to crowd it too much. We'll just do the one vertical. I think it'll look good that way. Anticristo. Is that official or what you're just going for? Or just what you are going for? Oh, I already answered that. Yeah, the official is Stuart. Time and thought has gone into this. All right, so we're gonna start the first blue right here. Zoom right across it. Just right across. Same here, off the back. Zoom across that. We're trying to keep this as straight as possible. Pulling straight lines. We ain't worried about the shape of our mech. We just straight lines, like it's laid over top of it. All right, so this will be blue, yellow, green, red, green, blue, green, yellow, blue. So our second stripe will be kind of up towards the tippy top right here. Zoom, 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 and a boom, boom, shake your rump. Bam, there we go. And then this one's gonna get we're gonna do a blue one right here. Straight up and down. Right across the top of that. All right. And then that'll be blue, green, green, blue. So we can fit another one about right here. Now this is where we get into the weird problem of, like, curved surfaces. So we make the pattern a little bigger so it doesn't curve so much into itself. And that's all the blue we're going to be able to fit on that. So we're not even going to worry about it. Boom, on to the next one. War dog. Same deal. We're basically going for exactly what we just did. We're going to run that blue line right here and make sure to screw it up really bad, as is part of the process. Run it right across there, zoom. And it's interesting in that, like, I think even if this turns out a little less than stellar, if it's a little bit sloppy, it's still going to be fine. So blue, yellow, green, green, yellow, blue. We're going to run it across the top here. Bam, bum, bum, bam. Bam, bum, bum, bam, bum. Bam, bum, bam. Bam, bum, bam. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to run that one stripe right here, zipping it right up the top. We got that angle all fucked up on the top. You see that? We're going to fix that. I'm going to cover over that last bit of blue. A little topper. Little repair coat. There we go. Little patch. Where are we sitting at? Fucking A, 836 already? Red and blue, red and blue. What's up, mister? Hope you're doing well. All right, so blue, yellow, green, green, yellow, blue. We'll do this one about right there. Da, 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 da. The issue with these three-dimensional surfaces here is we run the risk of running the tartan back onto itself, so we have to kind of wrap it in a singular direction, which really sucks. All right, we're gonna fix this here. See if we can't fix this section where it joins. I think we're just gonna shift this whole line over a little bit on the lower end. So we'll put this patch on. We'll let this lad dry. We're gonna come back over to this boy. We're just gonna start with a nice confident blue stroke right there. Zam. Blue, yellow, green, red, green, yellow, blue. Zap right there. Psow, like that. Red, white, red, blue. I don't like the angle that we ended up with right here, so we're going to patch this. I'm going to patch that right there. Patch that whole thing down. We'll come back and we'll fix that in a moment. Set that down. And come back in on this one now. This boy, same deal. We're going to put a blue stroke just confidently right across it. Soup, right there. Pow. Blue, yellow, green, red. Blue, yellow, green, red, green, yellow, blue. Right there. Pow. Red, white, red, blue. So these two blue streaks are a little bit closer than the other two. All right. There we go. There we go. And then this one, real simple, since it's so narrow, we're just going to put a singular blue streak right up it. Bam. Very confident, very bold. Make sure it wraps the edges all the way down. There we go. Same on the sides. Make sure it wraps and wraps there, and it wraps here as well. So, all right, let's go back to our patches. Right here. This, we're repositioning that one stroke, and it's coming up here instead this time. Bam. That way this juncture's not too tight. And that looks fine to me. Same here. Come back into where we patched it. We want that color to be more straight. So, boom, boom, boom. Bow. Okay, so same deal here. This was red, yellow, green, green, yellow, blue, red, white, red, blue, blue, yellow, green, green, yellow, blue. And we want a blue that's kind of like here-ish. Like that. Bam. I'm going to do that same thing here. We're just going to put that nice, confident blue stroke right up it. I'm going to put it right here. And it needs to go here.
Give me 10.
You can wait a second on those. Who's responsible for this? Comstar Knight. You're gonna have to
Bye,
wait.
everyone. She can go on forever.
You're gonna have to wait. This one's too important to jump up. Blue, yellow, green, green, yellow, blue. And I think we can fit a second blue stroke right here, really close to the back of this boy. That's what we're going for. And it kind of pokes out racha. Right straight down to that there. Yeah. All right, push-ups coming up. That's our red and blue. We're doing the green next. Take your time. No.
Back down we go, brother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Baba Bezos needs your money.
Oh, there's an ad break. Hold on. Let me stick you with an ad break. This ad break has been brought to you by Comstar Knight. Pay your bills, fuckos. I'm starting to think y'all just like seeing me waddle around the table. Okay. I'm telling y'all, even when I'm not a fatty, I still have an ample dumper. It's tough to maneuver around a studio apartment with a big old dump truck ass. All right. Same deal. We're gonna show to the camera our Warboss green this time. I'm gonna grab that a little bit. We're gonna apply it to our palette. Drop of water. Stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. And I'm going to try to get this in a shot where the camera can see it. We'll do the same model we did last time. We'll do the Black Knight on camera. I'm going to move my light so y'all can't really see anymore, but the camera can see. Is that where y'all can see? Kind of half-assed. So we're going to grab our green, and we're going to come in here. And we're going to put a nice green band right there. And then another one right here. Boom, like so. I made it too thin, unfortunately. Bam, bam, banana. Do the green lines right there. And then we'll do another green line down here. Like that. Dip it over here. I should have put this on the other side. Holy shit. And then we're doing one right up here. And y'all can't see a fucking thing. I love it. Fucked that up pretty bad there, actually. Move this fucking paint to where I can actually reach it. Alright. I'll be done soon. We'll go back to where y'all can see it. How did one drop of water make shit so fucking thin? Holy moly. One drop of water. Basically made it unusably thin. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm getting that like hot in the face feeling of fucking up on camera. Alright. Pause. Move this motherfucking thing. I'm telling y'all, I need a light right here shining down onto the work. The butt bees eating good from that rump? No, the butt bees care about the colon, not the ass. Don't worry, nobody can see. It is true. But you should be able to see now if I get in here and work on this. So we're gonna clean up those little bits there. Shit is hard to do. And this paint is too thin with only a single drop of water in it. It's really, really fantastic. And my skin is itching from the adrenaline from that fuck up. What is the stress thing? Cortisol? Alright. Oh fuck, I left one out back here. It's fine though. Just one more little streak. Zam. Boom. Alright, I mean that's the majority of it, right? So we just go back in with our tiny little streaks of yellow and white after this. Same thing here. Same pattern, same dang old pattern, same old damn old ding dare pattern. It's gonna be right here. Why is this paint so fucking thin? It was one drop of water. One singular dang old drop of water. It's fine. I guess I want it thin anyways. For precision application. And then this guy gets a streak right there. Right there across that. Zap. Can y'all see that at all? I hope you can. We love tartan patterns. I do want to point out, this project has me doing tartans, freehands, nose markings, kill markings, caution stripes, the works. It's all in there. It is a really fantastic moment to flex my creativity as a painter and to really do some fun, try hard nonsense. All right, get that green on there. And then I think this green will do towards the inside, right y'all. Run that stripe. Get that stripe on there just right. You know what I'm saying? Now see, the funny thing is if I really cared about shading on this, I'd have put the shading on the what do you call it, the Agrex Earthshade wash, like over top of this, and then gone back in and touched up all these lines a second pass. Precision application, yes. Only a few drops of water and it's thinner than Nathan's hairline. No, I think it's more watery than even that. What's next? Who's next? Who was the third one? We do the grasshopper next. It was 1 drop of water, Mako. One drop. A single drop of water. Yeah, we're gonna do the green to the inside. Ratia. And then these are actually pretty close to each other, so we're just gonna do them both at the same time. Like that. No, I guess I could have put a blue one like here, like all the way to the side, and then it wouldn't look so naked. Right there. I think we're gonna do that. There we go. Continue the illusion of our pattern without it like interfering with the stuff up above. So this is gonna run right here. I didn't put the side line because I was worried about it congesting things. And that seems like an elegant solution. And we're gonna come in and run our blue, our green line next to our blue. This one's really congested. The problem with this shoulder pad is it like it tapers at the top, so it really like did some funky stuff with our. It's hard to do perpendicular lines on a surface that has some weird curve to it, you know. We're gonna do the same up here though. Run that green to the inside like that. Zap. Zippity doo. Zippity zap. Shit is a mess. If y'all can't see, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. This one is a fucking nightmare and looks a bit like a mess. Grasshopper is a really bad mech for this pattern. Really bad fucking mech for this pattern. Or at least this grasshopper is. Because it's... I would have put it here, but it's got this fucking AMS system in the way. And the War Dog actually was another really bad choice. Or a bad option for this color, I should say. I don't want to disparage the choice in the list, but as far as painting the tartan pattern, it's not great. It is quite challenging, but we'll make it work. This ain't my first rodeo with tartan patterns. No siree, Bob, it ain't. That looks really funky, though. This looks really sloppy. Let's try to clean it up. Hopefully the other colors will give it some love. I think this actually needs a little bit of... And we'll fix it with the other color. It'll be fine. Gotta start cutting those drops in thirds, yes. How you gonna cut a drop of water, though? How you gonna put less than a drop? You know what I'm saying? Walk me through this process, Mr. Mako. Sell me on the concept. You're talking like moisten tips instead of droplets? Nuh-uh. That's all I gotta say to that. You know, the best part is I still gotta fit like a yellow stripe in between these two color stripes here. Love a good tartan pattern. It's fine though, because we're gonna chip these a little bit too. And the sponge chipping is gonna go a long way to hiding some of our crimes here. If any of them are like particularly bad, we could even do like some like battle scratches right across them, some real deep gouges maybe. All right, this has got the same kind of problem, is the sides look a little naked. The problem is if I do a stripe here, it's going to cut across all that up there. But you know what? I think that might be okay on this mech. That might actually be fine here. Let's do another stripe going right up this whole thingamabob to do the job. Just, it creates this weird compression of the pattern up here that isn't particularly nice looking, unfortunately. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be hunky-dory, even. I want that same, I want the green over the blue. All right. We'll do the same here. We'll do the green going up the middle. We're just basically creating this like tight knot of colors with the red in between. It's too many colors is the problem. Too many cooks. Now the thing is, I don't know if I can get a yellow line even thinner than this. That wibbly wobbly all over the place. We're gonna clean that up. Boom, both of these actually. No, just the one. Okay. Who's next? Who's next here? Ah, jeez. What? You got all... Hold on. Hold on. What is it? I give Solomon Samson 69420. I wonder if the bot will recall that you're there, or is it already forgotten? Are you listening, bot? Are you listening? See, I use the give command instead of the add points because we're not injecting more into the system. I like that you gambled them all. Best of luck. Best of luck. They're gone. They're gone. And they're gone. Oh, jeez. we need to redeem all G's for that. Oh, jeez. It's not the first time someone hit rock bottom and gets stuck there. Oh, too fucking good. And it's gone. No fucking way, dude. You can't even give that fast. You guys are something else. Just saying. I can hear it. Fucking hell. Yes. Yes, welcome to the stream. Thank you for filling me with mirth in this moment. That's almost that, like, horn guitarishness that you were talking about, Mr. Another Night. Almost.
But you do work out.
Do I work out,
Give me
though?
10.
Okay.
Do I work out?
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
Back down we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God damn it.
Where's my marker? There's not many push-ups. I feel like I missed a set in recording here. This is one of them bendy porn songs. Yeah, I think she's singing about hearing that bendy porn in her head. Because she can hear it and she can see it. She's thinking about banging you. If you can imagine such a thing. Alright, so same deal. We're gonna run that green right next to our blue. Holy fuck. This is taking so long to do. I'm already running over time, y'all. That's fine though. What day of the week is it? It's that day. I really want to finish these patterns before I call it. Am I in shot for y'all? Yeah. I really want to finish these patterns. It's taking far longer than I thought it would. I had no way of knowing that Tartan patterns on Mechs would take over an hour to do 6 of them. Oh well. Oh well. This is where we live now. There we go. Nice green. That one's a little crisper, and I like it. There we go. Run that down there. That one looks pretty good. We still got another one to do the green on. 15 in chats? Heck yeah, no way. No way. Also, hello, Mr. Phantom Harlock. Hope you're doing well. I saw that you had a premiere today. I apologize that I was not around to catch it. I will be watching it soon. Alright, so deal. Some green in the middle to either side, and then we're going to come down here, and this one gets a green on the outside. And then this one gets a green right cha. Racha. Pacha. And I think with this stroke, we're done with green. Or this line, I should say, because it's going to take more than one stroke to fill out that line. As always. Takes a few more pumps than you'd think. But with enough tenacity and the right lubrication, we'll get it there. Alright, cool. Yeah, but he rolled between 50 and 75, so it's just it's a 1-to-1. You get back out what you pay in. You just didn't lose. It's not an actual win. I think the hey, you doubled it now. Yeah. There it is. It's fucking rolling. Oh my god, this is something else. Y'all. Alright, so next we show phalanx yellow to our camera. We grab out a little smidge of our yellow, which is super thick. So now we're going to take a single drop and we're going to add it to right there. And we're going to stir it in there. Zerb, 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 zerb. Now this stuff is super thick, but I think that single drop was again way too much. Oh well. Either way. Dude, the gamble gods fucking hate you tonight. Well, time to go work. Thanks for the roll. Enjoy working, senor. Hope you have a good working. All right, I'm going to do y'all again with the can't see nothing while I paint these lines. And you guys will just have to imagine all the fucking really cool work that I'm doing over here that is totally real and not just totally made up. I can't even see what the fuck I'm doing though. Ooh, the yellow consistency is actually bang on. So, everywhere we have a blue and a green line touching, we're trying to do a very, very tiny yellow line in between those. And honestly, it's supposed to be a tinier line, which I'm kind of struggling to do here. I'm talking like a scratch of yellow. I'm talking just like thinnest fucking line I can imagine, or I can manage here. I can imagine thinner. All right, I'm done filming, and now we can come back onto camera and show y'all what I'm doing. Shifty this boy. What's the case with the camera? It's super saturated with light or something? It was just it was underneath my magnifier. That's all. So we got the we do the little yellow scratches in between. That's just gonna have to do. I'm not stressing on that one. Let's do the same thing here. So we're gonna come in. Can we even see the light here? There we go. Is that blocking y'all shot? No. Okay, excellent. We're trying to do the tiniest little fucking scratch we can manage. It's supposed to be like half or a third the size of the other ones, but we're just gonna have to do it as best we can. This paint does not want to flow. There we go. Please flow, paint. Please flow. Alright, we're gonna come across in between these now. Zippy doo, zippy dabs. This one gets the same treatment. Yellow right there. A little bit of yellow right there. Right down that. Alright. Kind of join this little flub up right here. We got our yellow in between our other colors. Y'all can probably not really fucking see that, but hey, that's just a limitation of the well, the thing that is the thing. Paint in a bag. Ba-da-doo-doo. Just a little at a time, even. There we go. A little bit more. We got one more pass to do on these boys after we're done here. That is way too fucking thick. But it is what it is. I should have just done the pattern a lot bigger, and then that would probably have avoided some of the issues we're having here. It's like a get good moment, you know? And I counter the whole get good attitude with work smarter, not harder. And I did not work smarter here. But hey, we got it. We got the thing going on there. It's doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's doing the thing. Let's do these funky ass grasshopper shoulder now and try to do a little tiny scratch of a line right there. I need a sharper brush even. I think this was a job for like a 20-0 or a 30-0. Or maybe even the edge of a chisel tip would have been good. Chisel tip brush has a really, really fine point on one side. So it's really good at doing the tiny detail work. Just the little tiniest stuff. Can y'all tell I'm fucking losing my mind at this point? It is, we're after hours, y'all. We're after hours. But that's fine. It's where we live now. It's all hunky-dory. Tiniest little line right up the middle. Zip. Zippy zap, zappy zap, zoop. Zippity dippity dip bop. Oh fuck, it's that lady again. She's gonna say dirty things into the microphone. Popcat will give you strength. I disagree, Nate. Popcat will only give me pop. But the best part is at the end of this, when I turn this camera off and hop in Discord to talk shit at you folks, and then cook some ramen noodles. Not necessarily in that order, but mostly in that order. There we go. Tartan patterns, yes, activate. Why are some channels displaying chat names as @? You see that anywhere? It's a good question. It's a good question. There might be some kind of setting. There might be like a subscribers only thing, maybe. Don't really know, mister. Could be a glitch. She wants you to come with her. Where are you going? Like, to the grocery store? Would you go with her to the DMV? That's the question. This is fucking hard, y'all. This is hella fucking hard. It is the way it is, though. This is where we live now. You know what I'm saying? We live here in striping territory. I can tell my focus is waning. My abilities are getting dull. It's time to put this stream to bed, y'all. My hands are shaking. I need noodles. I need a carbo load stat. I mean, it looks alright. It looks okay. It looks decent. I can't complain. I could complain, but I'm not gonna. You know what I'm saying? Boom, we got one more. Bigger channels so far. There may be like a streamer protection thing that hides names or something. Some auto moderation going on with some offensive names, perhaps. Someone's name is like racist slur 420 or something. Lord knows there's enough of those folks on these platforms. All right, here we go. Little strap right there, little strap. Just a little strap for you. We'll do another little strap right y'all. Right here, y'all. There we go. Then this one gets a stripe. Right y'all. I'm bad at painting. I'm really bad at painting. We may go back in yet and hide some of our crimes with this. With a light Warshin. Zippy-doo. One more yellow streak. One more yellow streak. How late are we? How far over time have we gone tonight? Fucking A. 20 minutes? Jeez. Nope, I watch Big Red 40K Tech and he doesn't do Twitch at all. His channel has the @ name thing. It might be in big chats. Big chats. I don't know, Mr. Harlock. Admittedly, I don't watch a lot of streams. Don't watch a lot of streams. Every now and then, I watch the Dick stream. I watch Wildcat on Twitch whenever I can. Wildcat's been streaming really early, so I'm usually asleep. Anything I watch with the Country Fried Minis channel is generally a small... I watch small channels. Excuse me. I just went and worked a bit on my Armor Cast Madcat. Should be fun to do when I paint it. It's massive. I know that model. That's a fucking relic. He's just jerking off. Yes, I'm always just jerking off. Alright, we're gonna do one more of these, like, you guys can't see what the fuck I'm doing moments. I'm gonna show the camera the white paint. I'm gonna bring this out. I'm gonna put a little white paint out. Zoom. There's a mustache hair on my palette here. And then we're gonna do this boy right here. Right now. Ooh, that's white paint. Don't get it on the mech. Now the white streaks are gonna go in between the big ones, the big gaps. So right here across that. Do a white streak. And then this one gets another one up here. And I think that's all the white that goes on that. And we have a fucking Stuart Tartan. It looks pretty fucking good. I mean, it's sloppy, but I don't know. We'll put some chipping over top of it. It'll look great. We'll hide our crimes. Let me move this where y'all can see. Show this off real quick. The colors are like all fucky too on this. It's really hard to see. All right, 5 mechs, we're done. I watch this Dixon gas streams. That's about all I have time for. Yeah, exactly. I feel you there, Mr. Knight. All right, so the white streak is going to go right here, like that. Bam. I want to keep this as thin as possible. Very small streak. I kind of doubled that one, so that one's definitely a little sloppy. We got one that goes right here. So the white streak goes in between the blue bits. There's actually a lot more white in this pattern, but this was just the best solution I found to making it kind of sell the idea. Like, it would be really fucking hard to go in here and just do exactly the pattern. Nigh impossible even. Gonna correct a few whoopsie daisies real quick. Okay, we got the white on that one. Boom, that one's done. Next, grasshopper. Grasshopper. Grasshopper gets a stripe that goes kind of right here in between these two. Right up the middle, like that. Oh yeah, and that white's gonna go a long way in unifying where it looked all fucky. Right across the top here. And back down again. Yep. That's really what it needed. Pow, right? Instantaneous, like vast improvement. And then anywhere we screw up with the white, we can come back in and correct with the other colors. Just a swim bee. A little bit of that green, right, y'all? Fix that up. Looks good. Looks good. Looks great. All right, next we'll do the same thing on our gunslinger, and I think it gets basically the same treatment here. We get a white stripe that starts here and just goes up over top. I should have thinned out the white a little bit, but I got in a hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right up to shit your pants. There we go. That's all we can fit on that one. No white stripes in between. Like, there would be another white stripe there, but I don't want to lose too much of the red. One of my partners got it for me for Christmas. They're holding a large-scale game in Maryland in August using big 3D prints, Tyco toys, and such. Must have it finished before then. I've heard of people doing the really big BattleTech stuff with the old kits. There were like some garage kits too that were out at some point. There were like really big ones based on like the old school art. This one I think is just gonna get the horizontal stripes. That's all we got room for. Bam. Boom, that looks like a tartan to me. It's kind of off frame. It's hard to tell. The camera can't really see shit. It is definitely sloppy. This is a little sloppy. We'll grime them up a little bit though, and like all the vibrant colors on it will get muted down and like brought into control. It'd be really good. All right, and then we got blue down here, so this actually should have a white streak right there, right across this tip. Boom, and that'll hide some of our crimes. And then we're gonna get another one like all the way down here. Pow. Looks like a tartan to me. All right, that's a pattern. This one probably came out the best. The nice, like, clean, small area. Yeah, very fucking fun. I'll actually, let me line them up and take a picture, and then y'all can see it before we call it. And you can see how sloppy it is, but like, still kind of works. Let's shift this towards the front, that towards the back, turn them all a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. And then, like I said, they're gonna get kind of smashed down with some shading as well. Pow. Let's do this and show y'all on camera. And then I'm fucking half an hour over. Woo. Mrs. Harlock put away like 7 biscuits. She's a tiny hobby person. Yeah, exactly. Makes sense to me. Oop, there we go. Ow. There you go, y'all. Nightbot, thank you for your timing there. Fucking Nightbot. I think it came out alright, yeah? Decent. You can see that the line work's a little sloppy. Like, that one's really fucking sloppy. We may go back in and clean that up. But we're going to go in, like, it's... You view them at arm's length, right? And that's where it's at. Plus, we're gonna chip these up. We're going to ink wash them. That one came out really good. This one came out really good. But when you get in really close, it all fucking falls apart, right?
Yeah. But you do work out.
Do I work out?
Okay.
You monster.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
All right. Okay, I'm over hours, y'all. I might take a day off tomorrow. Tell you the truth, if I'm asking for time off from the client for an extension, we're gonna push this out to next weekend. These are still gonna get done. We're still gonna we're gonna paint, but we've broken the paint every day till it's done because I kind of want a day off. So I'm gonna take tomorrow off. We're gonna be Tuesday night. We're gonna be working on Mutant Crawl Classics, Tabletop Tuesday, TTRPG Tuesday. That'll be a lot of fun. And then Wednesday, bright and early noon, we're gonna dive right back into these. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish up the metallics on this tomorrow off stream. Get these ready, prime those remaining infantry, get those up to snuff, and then we can start on the kill markings and the sponge chipping and the free hands. These are so close to done. These are going to be out and done for next Saturday, by next Saturday. But yeah, I'm probably going to take a day off tomorrow. If I pop back in for a stream, I might do some editing, but it might just be a quiet day of chilling in the Discord. I really need a break. Anyhow, fucking lots of love, y'all. Thank you so much for coming through. I cannot believe that y'all like to come in and gamble your biscuit coins and watch what kind of silliness is going on over here. This is all made possible by your participation, so like fucking thanks. It's incredible. That's all I got for you. So big fucking farts to all of you. Nothing but love, and I'll catch y'all, if
Baba
not tomorrow.
Bezos needs your money.
We're gonna do it Tuesday, and I'm gonna pop. So here's what we're doing. I'm gonna hit the closing stream. I'm gonna go hit the ad break button while I do 10 push-ups, and I'm gonna fucking call it. So thank you for the watch time. Pop the like if you ain't so far, and if you're catching this after the fact via the algorithm, make sure to drop a comment down below. We're trying to bring this channel back to life, and the algorithm loves that kind of shit. Thank y'all so fucking much. Goodbye. Yeah, push-ups, then ad break. Or ad break, then push-ups. Then close stream.
Oh, jeez.